Hello and welcome, friends. Welcome to your February 2022 reading with me, Intuitive Rene. I hope 2022 is treating you well so far. I sort of skipped the January readings because life, but I'm hoping that I'm back on track and we will have the videos coming up for you on a regular basis. So these month ahead readings are released, or should be released, the Friday before the end of the month, or should we say Friday before the new month. So that's why these videos are now being released in time for the 1st of February, so that you have a little bit of time to watch the video, to watch the reading, to absorb the information, and be prepared for what the month ahead has in store for you. So there are individual readings for each sign of the zodiac. The process of the reading is done exactly the same for all 12, but obviously the context and the information that comes through will be different for each of the 12 readings. You can watch, the main one that you need to watch is for your sun sign, which is the zodiac that you all know. When people say, oh, what star sign are you? Whatever your answer is to that based on your date of birth, it's where it's where the sun was at the time of your birth, and that is your sun sign. And the zodiacs, these readings that I'm doing, are really based on your sun sign. If you know your moon sign, if you know your rising sign, you are more than welcome to watch those videos as well, to understand yourself a bit better as far as your personality and your emotions and all of those other things. I don't want to go into a whole astrology lesson for you now, but you absolutely can watch those videos to get a little bit more insight into you. I have changed the format of these month ahead readings. So I'm using quite a few cards, and I'm hoping that it's going to give you detailed information to guide you through the month. I would also advise, obviously, watch it now before the month starts, and then do come back and watch it during the month. Maybe set a reminder on your phone to come back sort of halfway through the month, or 10 days in and then 20 days in, and so on. If or any time that you are experiencing a challenge or a problem, or you're not sure which way to go or what's going on. So the video is available to you all the time. You could also even come back to it in March and look at it again and do a bit of an analysis of what was said was going to take place and what actually did. So it could be quite interesting to look at it retrospectively as well. So as I said, there is a video for each sign of the zodiac. Everybody's getting this intro message. It just saves me repeating myself 12 times and that type of thing. So we're now going to go straight into your particular reading, and I do hope you enjoy. At this point, I do want to ask, if you haven't already done, please do consider subscribing to my channel and giving this video a like and a comment. Just lets YouTube know that you've enjoyed it, and it'll help my channel grow and reach more people. So the more people engage and interact with my videos, the more YouTube goes, okay, let's show this to more people, and then that way we actually spread the word a little bit. So as a way of showing appreciation and gratitude for what I do for you as a free service, please do consider a thumbs up, a comment, and if you haven't already done so, please do hit the subscribe. And yeah, let's get into your particular reading. Right, Virgo, let's get into your reading and let's have a look and see what February 2022 has in store for you. I have got two decks on the table here with me. These are the two that we're going to be working with. This one over here is going to give us our theme for the month ahead. So theme for February 2022 for all Virgo energy. And this is the Sacred Destiny Oracle by Denise Lynn. The tarot deck that I'm going to be working with is the Dark Mansions Tarot. Really bad shuffling I have today. Dark Mansions Tarot is going to give us all the information that we need for the reading itself. But we're going to get our theme for the month ahead from Sacred Destiny. Right, so let's have a look. Which card do I want? I want that one over there. Let's have a look and see what February has in store for you, Virgo. So the theme for the month ahead for you, action. Very, very nice. Now, I love the artwork on this particular card because there's a lot going on here. Even though you can't see an animal, you can't see a person, but there's still so much going on. We have this beautiful, massive storm that's brewing. We have the waves and the tides that are coming in or going out, and you can see how big and I don't want to say violent they are, but how big and violent they are. You can see that there's this massive storm going. So the potential energy, the action that is taking place, and it is persistent, constant, ongoing. Okay, so it's not like, okay, run for 5 minutes and then stop for 2 hours and run for 5 minutes. This is, it's building up momentum, building and building and building, and then it crashes just like the waves and just like the storm. So this is your theme for the month ahead. So Virgo, if you were hoping if you were hoping for a simple, easy, uncomplicated month, it doesn't look like it's going to happen for you. It looks like this is the month where you need to be on your A game, and you need to be driving and continuously working towards something in order to achieve your goals. Obviously, the rest of the reading will give us the clarity and understanding that we need for that action. But I'm going to leave that card there for the entire reading. And I'm not going to give the tarot deck a shuffle. So as I said, this is the Dark Mansions Tarot. And this is going to give us our actual detail of the month ahead for all Virgo energy. I love that action. Actually, can't stop looking at that card. I love the colors as well. The colors are actually just so, I'm going to call it powerful. Those yellows and oranges and greens that are coming through, they are really, really very powerful colors and powerful energy that's coming through there in that action. And, just with the ocean, oceans are continuous. They keep going, they never stop, they never, even on a low tide, and even when, things are okay, they're still building and building and building, just like the storm. All right. Tarot is shuffled. I'm going to cut the deck over there, and I'm going to lay the cards out, and I'm going to lay them straight face up so that we're not wasting any time fiddling with cards, and that we can get straight into the reading as we need. Just rearranging them on the table is a bit of a challenge, because this particular deck, the cards have what they call a beautiful rose petal finish, which means that they are soft and luxurious to touch, but on my suede tablecloth, the resistance and the friction, it's very difficult to move the cards around. So I try and be a little bit careful in the initial laying the cards down, because once they're down, they don't move very much. Right. Let's have a look and let's see, Virgo. See, like I seem to have missed a whole gap here, but to try and push them over can be a bit of a challenge. So let's just space them out a little bit more. Right, there we go. So Virgo, we're going to start with this one in the top here. So February 2022, we've got our theme being action. And just look at that lion. Just look at that lion. Look how fierce he is. Look how he's roaring. I love how she's sort of, standing above the lion, and she's not afraid. She's got no fear. She looks as if, this is just a standard typical day for her. She's not trying extra hard to control the lion, to tame the lion, to anything. She just knows her power. She knows her ability. The lion has the potential to obviously eat her. Just look at those claws. But she's not afraid, and she's like really gone into the lion as such. This is Spirit saying to you that we know exactly what you're capable of, okay? That you are as strong as you need to be, and as confident and as gentle as you need to be, that you contain both of those elements or both of those energies, but you understand your capabilities as well as your restrictions. And this is Spirit saying that in times of need, you have the ability to dig deep and to find your inner strength, to dig deep within your soul and to find exactly who and what you are and what it is that you need to do. This is also Spirit saying to you that you're going to find yourself during the month of February needing to tap into your reserves, okay? Your reserves of strength, your reserves of stamina, your reserves of action, okay? So you're going to find yourself needing to lean on and to utilize these reserves and these skills, if I can even go as far as to call them that, Virgo, to use these skills during the month of February, because it certainly looks like, when I look at the overview of everything here, and most especially, of course, your theme card, it certainly looks like you're going to find yourself in February needing to dig deep. Okay, the challenge that you have this month is the fact that you know what you're capable of, and everybody else around you knows what you're capable of. Okay, so this is the interesting thing. It's not like it's going to come as a surprise to anybody how strong and capable you are. or all that you can achieve and all that you can accomplish. But the problem is because people expect that of you, because people know what you're capable of, and even as far as you know what you're capable of, Virgo, because of that, that becomes the challenge. Because now immediately the pressure is on, immediately we've set our sights higher than they should be or bigger than they should be. So this is the challenge. So maybe what you need to do is don't start off being so confident and being so strong and being so capable. I almost want to say reel it in a little bit. Just like with our oceans and our storms, they start off small and then they build and then they build and then they build until they get to their max and then they dissipate. And then they build up and then they dissipate. So it's almost like I'm even going to go as far as to say a heartbeat. And I think this is what you need to do. So it's about pacing yourself. Okay, Virgo, it's about pacing yourself. So when I look at these two cards together in particular, this is sort of spirit saying to you, we know what you're capable of doing. We know what you can do. And even, well, just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. Right, let's move on to our next one. So Virgo, what we have here is what's lying beneath the surface, okay? What are you going to experience? What are you going to feel? What are you going to be mindful of as we go through the month of February? And there's a thread developing here. There's a thread or a similar kind of message or explanation that's developing for you here. And it's about your capabilities. It's about the fact that you're actually smarter than you realize and more capable than you realize or than anybody else realizes. With this particular magician card, I mean, you can see that he's scientist, all right? We can see that he's got all his little beakers and all his little doodads and everything that he needs. He's got everything around him and he's trying to work out the mix. He's saying, okay, if I take a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and the fact that he has this huge big magnifying glass means that he's really getting into the nitty-gritty detail. And what comes through with this particular card is saying that this is who you are. You are detail oriented. You are somebody who focuses on the big picture, but can also, really narrow it down and look into the itty bitty details. And we have this tendency to want to do that. We have this tendency to want to really absorb and understand the bigger picture and everything, as well as all the fine detail. But all of that together is just becoming all a little bit too much. And considering there's a lot going on this month, considering there's a lot that's going to be happening and a lot that you're going to be mindful of, focusing on and dealing with, it may be important that you, again, just dial it back. Just dial it back ever so slightly so that you're not fiddling and fidgeting and trying to understand and have success with absolutely everything. So the words that I'm hearing in my head is like picking your battles, okay? Being mindful and selective as to what you want to focus on, what you want to be dealing with, and don't try and do it all, okay? So looking at the first three cards that we have drawn for you, we know you're capable. All right, there's absolutely no doubt about it. We know that you're capable, but you're going to have to find yourself, really digging deep into your barrels and trying to decide what is important, what should I be focusing, and what shouldn't I be focusing on. All right. Where did we come from? Like, I mean, how did we get ourselves into this position? What happened in the past that brought us to this place? And it was you constantly trying to improve. It was you constantly comparing then and now, looking at your life and saying, oh, I remember when it was simple, and I remember when I had this, and I remember when that happened, and these kind of thoughts, and then saying, but hold a second, why can't I still have that? And so you're not only living your current life, but you're also trying to recreate something from the past. So that's what comes through quite clearly here. I mean, if you have a look at it, she's got photographs all over the place. I mean, you can just see, and every single photograph is a memory, a pleasant memory, or maybe even a not so pleasant memory. But what she's doing is she's reminiscing and she's thinking about the past, and she's saying, well, how can I have more of that in my life currently? And again, with everything going on around you, it is about being selective as to what you're taking on and what you're handling and what you're not handling. So it is very important. It is very important, Virgo, that you be honest with yourself during the month of February. Okay, I am going to encourage you. If anybody says, hey, should we do this, or could you help with this, or what do you think about this, I want to encourage you to learn to say, not now. Can we do it later? Let's postpone. Don't be too quick to take it all on now, because I really feel like, yes, you can. Yes, you're absolutely capable, but that doesn't mean that you should. All right. That doesn't mean that you should. Okay. You know, all right. So the next one. In times of, I don't want to call it struggle, because this is not about struggle. And I don't believe that you are going to struggle during the month, but I do believe that you're going to find yourself spread a bit thin. Okay. And when you find yourself in that kind of a predicament or that kind of a situation, this is the support that is available to you. And the fact that we have got the Empress is just amazing, because she is the nurturer, she is the mother, she is the one who takes care of, she is the one who always puts everybody else's needs, wants, and desires before her own. She is also nature. She is also, and I mean, here we've got nature in its finest, don't we? With storms and water and tides and all of those kind of things. So she is the mother of all, and she is everything to everyone, and she's capable, and she is available to you. So this is Spirit saying to you, from a level of support, from an understanding the bigger picture and all the things that are going on for you. Don't be afraid to reach out to whomever is around you. Don't be afraid to call in the resources. Don't be afraid to reach out when help is needed. But I also think with the Empress card is Spirit saying to you, you don't need external support, because you're capable and you can do it for yourself. All right. So it's not like you need to reach out to everybody and say, hey, come help me, come help me. If things are getting too much, if things are getting a little bit over the top and crazy, stop what you're doing and then ask for help. But I think it's about you being in control and you deciding, what level is needed, what level of help and support is needed, because you absolutely are strong enough. You absolutely are strong enough, and everybody around you knows it. Everybody around you knows how strong and capable you are. But there is a lot going on here. When I look at all of these cards, and I know we still haven't discussed quite a few of them, but when I look at all of these cards, the kind of feeling that I get from all of this, Virgo, is you sort of standing up to the plate and saying, what do I need? Where am I going? And it's almost like I get the kind of feeling of New Year's resolution type energy, where we make big decisions and it's like carved in stone. We put it in and we say, right, that's it. That's how it is. This is the energy that I'm picking up from all of these cards. It's like you sort of saying to yourself, in order for me to achieve A, B, and C, I need X, Y, and Z, but I also need to eliminate, other things as well. It's almost like you're having to be that critical, okay, in your observations, in your decisions, and in your actions in order to help you achieve the goals that you want. But it's about crazy busy energy and about everything picking up speed and picking up momentum and building and building and building. And you need to be very, very mindful of that as you go through the month of February. So where is all of this going to take you? I mean, like, what are we building towards? What is the end goal here? And the end goal here is this beautiful Queen of Pentacles for you. So Queen of Pentacles means that you'll be surrounded by many beautiful things. You will have everything that your heart desires. All your needs will be met and fulfilled. But in order for this to happen, there needs to be some sacrifices. Okay? There needs to be some sacrifices. You are not going to be successful at absolutely everything if you take on absolutely everything. You need to be selective. You need to be mindful of what, when, who, and how. But this is the reason why February is happening the way it is, because you want good things. You want beauty. You want happiness. You want success. Of course, you want all of that stuff for yourself. And it's not going to happen just because, okay? It happens because of the energy that you put into it, the energy and the momentum and the intentions that you set, that you put into it. And I think this is, again, the reason why these are the cards that have come up for you. So Spirit is saying to you, you can absolutely have it all. You can absolutely have it all, but it is important that you realign, readjust your plan, your strategy, your when, your who, your how, your what, and understand that it's time to get moving. It's time, it's almost like this building of momentum. And I don't want to say time is running out, but it's picking up speed. It's picking up speed. Right, so that is sort of, I'm going to call it the overview of the month, or the kind of energies that you're going to be dealing with, and the kind of, experiences that are going to be happening for you. The four cards across the bottom here are going to give us different insight into that situation, into those experiences. And the Eight of Cups over here is a very interesting card, because basically this is how people are perceiving you. So if anybody knows you, if anybody watches you during the month of February, what are they going to be seeing? What are they going to be perceiving? And it's almost like they're going to be seeing you turning your back and walking away from things. Whether you are or not is completely irrelevant, because that's what they are going to be seeing and perceiving. And the message that comes through from Spirit around this for you is that you mustn't worry about what people think. What people think of you and how people, interpret your actions doesn't matter. It doesn't change the truth. It doesn't change what you're going through. So I think this is Spirit saying to you, don't put too much focus or too much energy or too much effort into other people's opinions. Okay, very important that you don't focus. And you may get some I'm going to call it comments. You may get some snide comments from people, and you may like, where's that coming from, or why did you say that, or why are they thinking that, or and it's because their perception is that you are abandoning or letting go of certain things in your life and moving in a different direction, moving in a direction that doesn't make sense to them. Okay. And if you suddenly try and explain, or if you suddenly try and, fix it, you're falling into the trap of doing what other people want for you and not doing what you want for yourself. So just pay attention. So if there's suddenly a conversation that happens in the month and you're like, why did that person say that? This is why. Okay, this is why. So just be mindful of that. You don't necessarily have to do anything, and please don't over explain yourself. All right, don't do that, Virgo. Don't start over explaining yourself to anybody, because actually, if you start doing that, you're creating a whole nother nest, a whole nother chaotic nest that's never going to be fixed and never going to be tidied up. So rather, just if a strange comment comes along, understand where it's coming from, and just let it be from there. All right, you know this particular card, this particular location in the reading is one that I really enjoy, because it's about the core of your being, underneath your soul, in your heart of hearts. What are you feeling? Who are you and what are you going through? And having the Fool come up in this particular place is just wonderful, because it says that you have no fear, that you have no restrictions. There is nothing holding you back. Yes, he has a little puppy dog, trying to save you from stepping over the edge, but only because that's his job. Only because he's there to protect you, and he's there to protect you from yourself. But you don't need protecting. And that's why the rope is not very strong and not very sturdy, because you don't need protecting. There we go. You don't need protecting. I mean, you need to just trust and just go with the flow, because stepping off, it may seem scary. It may seem daunting. It may seem crazy, but it's actually exactly what you need. And I do believe, again, with this momentum building, this action that's building for you, Virgo, you're ready. You are so ready to take that leap of faith. You are so ready to step into the unknown, and in your heart of hearts, it's going to be okay. It's actually going to be better than okay. You know that it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So don't listen to any kind of warnings. Don't worry about other people's perceptions and judgments of you. You do what feels right for you, because that is what matters. Okay. So you're feeling like you can accomplish anything. And I know you're feeling strong. You're feeling so capable. You're feeling so strong, and you are completely and utterly fearless. That's what comes through so strongly with those two. Okay. This is the Justice card in this particular position. You know, it's about what's right and wrong. It's about honoring, respecting, following through with what's right and wrong. And this may be the one thing that you struggle with during the month of February. You may struggle with, because there may be moments where you have to do something that's maybe not perfectly right. There may be moments where you have to step out of your comfort zone and do something weird and strange and peculiar. And you may struggle with that. All right. You may find that a little bit of a challenge and a little bit difficult to handle. And the Justice card is Spirit's way of saying to you, we understand. We understand that you're going to struggle between the difference between right and wrong, and that there may be gray lines, there may be gray areas, and you're not really wanting to step into that, and not really wanting to cross over into that realm. But actually, it's okay. It's absolutely okay. If that's what you need to do, and if that's what you want to do, and if that's what you have to do to achieve your success and your happiness, if that's what you have to do to have everything your heart desires, then so be it. But maybe I do, every time this card comes up, I just immediately notice how her eyes are closed. So I just want to see if I can get the camera to focus. Okay, her eyes are closed, which means that she's not being emotional about what she's seeing, what she's doing. She's making her judgments and she's making her decisions based on facts, not based on emotions. So if you need to close your eyes to what people are thinking and saying about you, then that's what you do. Do whatever you need to do to protect yourself so that you can keep the momentum going, because that is the only thing that matters. Right, and Virgo, our last card. Our last card, and I do think that this last card may be the most important one of the reading, because this is the card of feeling like you're a little bit left out in the cold, feeling like you're not really connected to the other people who seem to be living a good life, who seem to have everything their heart and souls desire and so much more. And this is you maybe feeling like, I don't want to be that. But the truth of the matter is, Virgo, I do think it's actually so important that in the month of February that you find your courage and your confidence to step out into the cold, to step away from anybody and everybody who isn't truly authentic you, people who don't give you what you need. So again, when I look at this overall kind of spread here, we start the month off feeling super confident. We start the month off feeling like, you know what, everything's going to be okay. I'm strong, I'm capable, I'm amazing, I'm wonderful. There's so much momentum building, and you've got to stay committed. You've got to stay on point, if I can say. And you've got to stay moving and keep that momentum going the whole time. There are going to be people looking at you going, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? But it's okay. Let them think that, because they don't have the full picture like you do. It's time for you to step out of your comfort zone. And I think these three cards here, I think that's exactly what this is saying. It's time for you to step out of your comfort zone. It's time for you to free yourself from the past burdens, from the past expectations, from the past, or from other people's judgments. It's time to step away from that, to free yourself from the burdens. And I honestly do think February is when you start seeing that, recognizing that, and doing whatever is necessary to allow yourself to be free. But things have to get rough before it gets better. Things have to get rough. And it looks like February is when, again, that momentum is picking up. So brace yourself, be ready for it. But the most important thing, you got this. You got this. All right, Virgo. I wish you a month of success, of happiness, of joy. And I know you're going to get there. It may just be a little bit busy, but you will absolutely get there. Just stay focused and stay committed and stay true to you. With love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care.